So something that was obvious right from the jump against the Baltimore Ravens was that this New York Jets, the struggles on offense, we've been there. We'll see when our quarterback comes back how we look. But defensively, man, it different immediately. Different immediately. And can we determine after one game that this defense is completely fixed and they're going to be really good? No, of course not. But there are some takeaways. Like, there are some questions for me that have been answered right away that I'm really happy about. Because in my opinion, there are a couple of things that your defense just kind of has or they don't. There are certain things that just week in and week out keep showing up with your defense. So I don't know how many sacks we're going to get for the year. I don't know how many interceptions DJ Reed is going to get. I don't know how many points we're going to allow. But number one, I know we're not going to be physically outmatched. Baltimore Ravens, a physical team. Our offensive line struggled against their defensive line. But defensively, we were up to the task. We hit him in the mouth. We contained Lamar Jackson in the pocket. They couldn't run the ball at all. That's number one. And number two, besides physicality, a well-tackling team. Teams who can't tackle miss a bunch of tackles every week, like the Jets defense last year. Man, I saw hardly any missed tackles. I know Lamar had the one Houdini thing, but that's just Lamar going video game mode. It's very, very sound tackling and fit, and you could hear it like whack, like Quincy and Whitehead, some thump in the defense. Those are a couple of things that I'm sold on. We have at least those two things right away. Like, if nothing else, I think we'll be a team that is physical and can tackle well. And the third thing that's been answered, we talked a lot of the coaching staff recently, and I really like Michael LaFleur. I know he didn't have the offense struggled in week one, but I really like Michael LaFleur's creativity and what he was able to do down the stretch last year once he went up to the booth. But Jeff Ulbrich has kind of been the guy I'm like, I don't know, waiting to see what he does with some actual talent. And Jeff Ulbrich, he understood the assignment. I mean, he put together an excellent game plan to keep Lamar. I mean, if you would have told me Lamar Jackson's going to be a non-factor in the run game and Mark Andrews is going to have 50 receiving yards and no touchdowns, I'm telling you we win. I would have signed up for that in a minute. I would have. And Baltimore, I don't like the silver linings or the moral victory perspective from like our team and our coaches. I want to have a winning mindset always. And I know my expectations are usually a little bit higher than most Jets fans. But from a Baltimore Ravens opponent perspective, I got to know a lot of them in the past couple weeks. I've been talking a lot of trash back and forth. And man, like after the first half, they weren't saying much, man. They were not saying much because they were like, whoa, what's going on? And not the Jets defense we thought we were. They thought, Lamar was going to run for 100 yards and Andrews was going to catch 3 touchdowns. Obviously, our offense imploded, so yeah, they get the last laugh. But we physically held our own, and it's a lot of questions answered to me, man. So I know I overreacted negatively after 1 week, so it's only fair that I give a lot of credit after 1 week of good ball on the defensive side. And the thing about, we didn't generate much of a pass rush. And here, I'm really going to be interested to see how that looks week 2. Because you blitz Lamar Jackson differently than you blitz any other quarterback. You kind of have to, it's almost like a run blitz. You have to have gap integrity and stay disciplined because, if you just go all out and there's crazy twists and stunts and guys are all over the place, you leave a hole and then Lamar is gone for 50 yards, right? So now Jacoby Brissett, completely different story. Not a mobile quarterback at all. Now guys can pin their ears back and go get it, and hopefully we get like 5 or 6 sacks against Cleveland. Really encouraged by Jeff Ulbrich's unit. Let's keep it up.